Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Kristina. In my videos, I talk about a plant-based diet, nursing school, and my cancer journey. If you like these types of videos, please like this video and subscribe down below. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you all about the infamous iPad and if it's worth it to have in nursing school. Let's get into it. So this is the iPad that I have, the iPad Air, and I got the 64 gigabytes. I figured that would be enough for school because that was my main purpose or main reason for getting it. So I bought this right when I found out that I was accepted to nursing school because I had watched other YouTubers and videos about if it's worth having in school, and a lot of them loved it, so I was like, I need to have it. So I'm going to tell you about my experience with it up until this point. I'm just finishing my second semester and I have a lot to say about it. So first thing I want to talk about is the cost and if it's worth the actual price that you pay for it. So the iPad is about $400 to $500 depending on which model you get. It can be upward to $1,000 plus. So the iPad Air is kind of like the stream in the middle one that I got, and the one below it is just like the standard iPad itself. So I chose the one in the middle because at the time they were running a promotion that if you bought the iPad Air, then you would get like the free earbuds. So I thought that was like a good incentive to getting the updated model. So now when you buy an iPad, you really don't need to be fancy. And what I mean by that is that if you're solely using it for nursing school, you don't need to have the best camera or the iPad Pro where it has like the face recognition. Now, if you're trying to use it for something other than nursing school, like your leisurely books, or you want to surf the internet or things like that, that you want to use more regularly if you don't have a laptop, then sure, maybe you do want to get the more expensive one, but it really depends on what you're using it for. I already have a Mac laptop that I love to use, especially when you have an iPad with the MacBook. It's great because you can airdrop your files, or if you have something saved or notes, it's easy to share and send different things right through your laptop to your iPad. So there are two main apps which I have used, and they are called Notability and GoodNotes. So those apps are awesome, and they each have pros and cons about both of them, and honestly I could probably do a video about each one of them and which one is better to get. But personally, I had used the GoodNotes app first, and it was like the GoodNotes 5 app first, and that was great my first semester. Then I decided to change it up to Notability to see what that one's all about and do my own comparison. So I do personally like Notability better because I like the functionality of being able to record your teacher while you're taking notes, so that when you have a specific lecture that you're going over when you're trying to study, if you have a question about something and you're like, oh, I don't really want to ask my teacher, you simply take your Apple Pencil or whatever and you click on that time frame where you made that note in your section of notes, and it will play back your teacher, like the audio part of it. So I think that's so awesome. It's such a great feature, and like when you are having trouble understanding certain things, you have your teacher, what they say right then and there. And then if at that point they didn't clarify or they didn't further explain your question, then you could ask your teacher. But at least you have that backing, and each class that you take or each class that you sit through, you have all of those lectures recorded. I know some teachers, they only want audio recordings. They won't like post their recordings if you're on Zoom or virtually learning, because they're scared that students won't pay attention as much during in-person class. But I think that it's only to our benefit to be able to have the notes either recorded or some sort of way that we can view them later on. So I personally love that feature. I use it a lot, especially when, like I said, when I don't hear something or I forgot what they said, you just literally click and you have it right then and there for you. The third thing that I really love about the iPad is having the accessory of an Apple Pencil with it. So yes, it's like about $100 more, $150 more to get that accessory, but it's so beneficial when you're trying to take notes and you have, let's say, a PowerPoint slide pulled up through GoodNotes or Notability, whichever one you prefer, and you can write your notes directly on the slides when your teacher is talking. And then, like I said, when you're trying to view back the audio, you just click on that area and then it will appear right. So you don't have to worry about having any pens or pencils, having enough paper and binders and carrying books. You have everything right here. That is what I have found to be the most beneficial thing of having an iPad, is not having to carry around too many things when I do have those days that I want to study and just solely look at my notes. So another awesome feature about having an iPad is being able to look up your textbooks on your iPad. So I have a particular app that my school works with where we get our books through, and I just click on there and I can see all of my textbooks that I have for that semester. So that has been a lifesaver when I forget a book and I need to reference something, or you don't want to carry around 5 books because you have a lot of tests coming up. So that is super helpful. You're able to like highlight in there, you're able to make your own notes. You can even, what I've done plenty of times is when I am trying to make my study guides or my notes for particular classes, I would take a screenshot of the particular area that the teacher said that we needed to know, and then I take a screenshot of either a picture or like a little box, a need to know box, and then I would take that picture from the textbook and put it directly onto the notes itself. So that is really, really great because it's coming directly from the source on what we're supposed to know, and it's super clean and looks really nice inside your notes. So everything's organized really nicely, and that's a big thing for me because I love to organize things and I love when I'm able to have everything right there for me. Another thing that I love about an iPad is that you can get an electronic planner. So I went on to Etsy and paid about $10 for an electronic calendar where I'm able to look at all the things that I have going on when I write it out, and that saves so much time and so much money on all these planners every year. And everything I can write out and have color coordinated, different colors, they have different marker features, different font, you name it, they have it. So it is so beneficial when you want to look back, you have everything in one spot. So those are the reasons why I love the iPad so much. So in the end, I think it is 100% worth getting the iPad, of course, if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, then you know what? Wait until after nursing school is over with. Maybe then you'll want an iPad when you're working, or if you want it for leisure. But I personally believe if you can afford it, do it. I would get the iPad Air because it's a step up from the general one. Unless you're on a super tight budget, then just go with the standard one, you'll still be fine. Just make sure you have enough memory space in there because you're downloading a lot of material and textbooks from the apps itself. So I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please like it and subscribe down below. I can't wait to see you guys next time, and if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Bye!